so I thought I would get on here while I'm in the cage and just a little information, just some time to sit down and conversate real quick. So my journey with this bike, bro. Like, if you don't know, it's a 82 Suzuki 650G, GS 650G, right? It's a cafe, carb type unit. But yeah, I've been working on her, changing her oil, changing spark plugs, filters, maintenance to the cable, maintenance to speedometers, going through all that, replacing the battery, replacing some cabling, replacing fuses, cleaning out the system basically. What else? Headlight change, upgrade the headlight. And there's a couple of things I've done with this bike. She's been helpful to me, but I've learned that she's a learning tool for me. And I got to get past the fact that I'm supposed to keep her forever and make her my only. She's carbureted for one, so I had to learn about that. The difference between carburation and filter and fuel injection is, it's like night and day. It's the same concept on cars. I came from the low riding scene, so carbs is a fucking headache. Everybody would choose and rather go fuel injection because it's less of a startup issue. You gotta sit there and pamper it and all this other stuff, and with a bike, it's a lot more work. Like syncing those and getting everything dialed in and tuned is a lot more work with the older bikes because of the carbs. When you have fuel injection, it's not that hard because they can do that shit on computer and it's quick. So that's been my dilemma. And she had ran out of gas. Well, not really out of gas because I rode her to the store yesterday to get gas. And this comes right after I've already, I've done her engine clean as far as like the fueling. I think it was a 44 something K, I think, or 40K or 44K. It cleans your system out basically. And man, my bike was running so good when that was in it, but I think just because I let her run to almost empty, she's running she's kind of boggy even after putting gas in her. So she's got to run for a little bit, get back because she's carbureted, And so I've been battling back and forth because I wanted to get a new bike, and I didn't know if I should just go ahead and get a new bike or, should I dump the money into my bike, my 650G, my 82, it's a cafe. She's a beast, and I love the way she sounds. I love her torquiness. I like this bike just like it is, but I know there's going to be more problems and more work, and I'm going to expense a lot of time working on her when I could be riding, and that's going to be a big deterrent from riding from the field altogether, because that is really going to give me a headache. It's already wearing on me really heavy because at times I really want to ride, and my forks are leaky and they compress all the way down, so it's like I'm riding the low rider bicycles with the shocks on them as I'm bouncing and stuff. It's horrible. But I love this bike though. But yeah, I've had to redo my main cable because it compressed and frayed like 4 cables and blew the fuses, so I had to fix those and then replace the fuses. Like I've been around with this bike. Like she's taught me some stuff about bikes, and so now I'm ready to jump up. So I want to go fuel injection, less problems, new bike, 2026. So I've been looking out here, just really looking and searching and asking questions and doing my due diligence, going to the House of Kawasaki, look at this bike, sit on this bike. I want to know what the ins and outs are before I even think about, purchasing this bike. So it was between the CF Moto 450 SS and the 675 SS. So my biggest thing is being able to keep up with TrackFit on the freeway. And I do not want a bike that I have to struggle to get it to 100. I at least need the bike to do 112, 115, 120 without fucking struggling. If you struggling to do 120, I don't need that bike. I need something that can do at least 120 easy without fucking blowing a head gasket. Because on the freeway here, our speed limits is around 70, 75, but people do around 80, 85, 90 and up. So you got to be prepared to deal with that if that's what the traffic is doing. And I don't want to be on a bike jumping on the freeway trying to get to the house and I'm struggling like a motherfucker. Yeah. So I looked at them both, and the 650, 675 is very torquey, and I sat on the 455. They're the same. They're about like 59 pounds difference in weight, but I sat on the 450 SS, and it just I can't flat foot it. I can toe palm. Like it's on my toes, not on my tippy toes quite, but on the palm of my toe. Like, as if you were on heels. And you know how their foot is like that in the front? They're not on their tippy toes, but it's flat on their heels, on the toes, ball of their toes. So I want to see if I can get it lowered maybe 3 inches. Just because I like lower bikes. Like I can flat foot the bike, but that makes me feel comfortable. Very comfortable to be able to flat foot the bike. I don't want to tiptoe shit or even get close to tiptoeing. I don't even want to be close to that. So he's telling me it's 6 out the door for the 450 SS, 6 out the door, nothing else, straight out the door. You still get the insurance, you still get the warranty and everything, and all the support from the dealership, which is what I really wanted anyway. Because had I had a mechanic, I would have put the money into my bike and got my bike, set up and basically repaired and brought back to its glory. You know what I mean? Like I would have paid for that. I would have dumped the money into it for it, but mechanics don't like to work on other people's stuff, old stuff. So you generally end up wrenching on your own stuff, Well, the bikes, newer bikes, you take anybody will work on them, because they're newer bikes. So, but yeah, so this is my dilemma. I'm torn between the two, going back and forth, and I really need to settle in because at the end of the week, I plan on purchasing this bike, whichever one. And I have my MSF on the 23rd, the 22nd and the 23rd of this month. And 4 days before that, I have the basic e-package that I have to take. Oklahoma has a different thing as process of getting your motorcycle license or endorsement. You have to take an e-package, which is $39. And I think this is like the basic stuff, like, this is a brake, this is your gas, this is the front brake. How are you supposed to ride? Are you supposed to grab a fistful of the front brake? No. You're supposed to manage that. 2 fingers on the front brake. You know what I mean? Like, real braking should be done in the back, in the rear end. Because on my bike, when I hit the rear brake, that's when the light comes on. It doesn't come on with the front brake. And there's no ABS on my bike, so you gotta fucking manage that shit. You can't be grabbing fistful or footful of brake. You're gonna throw some shit around. So yeah, so that's my thing about it. Comment, let me know what you think about my choices or decisions. I've looked at some other units, some other arts. They're more expensive. I'm trying to stay around the six out the door range. So, hey, let me know. Y'all have a good one. Take care.